Hello and welcome to all you Pisceans. This is your monthly horoscope for September of 2021. And what's happening? There are some things happening that are quite important for you, which is the Mercury retrograde. It's going to be quite an interesting Mercury retrograde for you. And also, to a lesser extent, it's the Uranus-Saturn square that is happening again and being highlighted by a faster planet, Venus, in Scorpio. But let's start with the most important thing. You are a mutable sign, right? And you're ruled by your ancient ruler is Jupiter. Pisces, the ancient ruler is Jupiter, the modern ruler, so to speak, is Neptune. But why am I saying this? Because this Jupiter here, and this is amazing news for September for all the Pisceans, it is that Jupiter is going to connect with Mercury 3 times. So in a very fluent, positive trine. So what does it mean? First of all, Jupiter being in Aquarius, that's your 12th house, it's going to connect with a Mercury retrograde. Therefore, it's going to be for a long, long time. Normally, Mercury connects with Jupiter. That is like a day or two that you're going to feel it. But now you're going to feel it as from, you could say, the midst of September up until the 4th of November. So this is an extremely long time that you're going to have some peaks. And I'll talk about them each and every month. But that's going to have some peaks with this aspect that I just described. It's Mercury coming together with Jupiter. It's you, Jupiter, coming together with Mercury, which is the ruler of your 7th house of relationships. So first and foremost, if you consider that, it's about relationships. It's about connecting. Either it is reconnecting or it is something new. I'll explain that in a minute. But there is definitely, for those of you who want a relationship, it's definitely an opportunity here, and a huge one, and a very positive one, and a very emotional one, because the connection happens in emotional houses. It happens in your 12th house, where your ruler is Jupiter, and it happens in, let's just peek here, in the 8th house, where Mercury is. So the house of intimacy, the house of deep connections, the house of transformation. So this is huge. And the fact that this month, you're going to feel the aspect as from the 15th and onward. So it's like 14 days that you're going to have a Mercury-Jupiter trine aspect. Again, but because you are Jupiter, you're going to feel an amazing connection on a mental level, but also on an emotional level with a person. For sure, whether you are in a relationship or not, there's going to be someone there that triggers you mentally and in a very positive way, in a very, it's also Aquarius, the Aquarius Libra, so it could be in a very friendly way, it could be a friend as well. Or it could be really someone that a relationship is brewing here. So very good news, especially for those of you who are really looking for a relationship. This is really, really good news. And yes, that is in the midst of a retrograde, but which is normal, right? When we meet someone and it's relationship material, or we're trying to find it out, that's the Mercury retrograde happening. So the period between the 28th of the month and the midst of October, that's going to be the reassessment that you're going to do with this person. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you coming together with an ex, it could be though, because it's your ruler retrograde, and it's also Mercury, the ruler of your 7th house retrograde. So yes, you could be reconnecting, but hey, we have free will. If we don't want them, we block them, right? Literally. We can make that choice of not opening the door. So don't panic. And focus on, I want it to be a person that I already know, or that is already in your, I think for most of you, it will be someone who's already in your midst, and just you're reassessing them. So your view upon them is going to change. And it's going to be very, emotional even, but not in a bad way. I think more in a positive way of you feeling that you're connecting very deeply. I mean, Mercury in Libra in the 8th house is about deep connecting, deep conversations. And you like that, you're a Piscean. You're about connecting and merging very deeply with people. And but as it is a trine, this Mercury retrograde is not that tough. It's for a lot of people a very good thing. It's a big opportunity. Yes, of course. Again, that period of time when Mercury goes backwards is about reflecting and reassessing and not wanting to do things too fast. But it's only a couple of weeks, right? So, and if you take it slow and if you're reassessing every now and then when you feel like it, this could be an amazing opportunity for relationships. Also, when you are in one, you can really improve this, especially when it comes to the intimacy. Reconnecting with someone, very good energy, I mean, because of the trine and because of the backwards and forwards of this dance that you are having. Also, because I think relationships are going to be very, very important in the month of September, is not only that you're going to have still Mars the first 15 days in your 7th house of relationships, which is activating that, which is you being active with other people. I mean, really being active, literally. And you also have a new moon and a full moon in those signs. So you're going to have a new moon on the 7th in Virgo. So there could be new beginnings there, endings, new beginnings, could be ending the friendship, beginning of a more romantic relationship, another level, or something else, right? An upgrade for sure, or something totally new. And then on the 20th, it's a full moon in Pisces. So again, emphasizing you versus someone else. So things are really going to become clear for you. Although this full moon is with Neptune, I have to say. But it's probably other people are not going to find that you're too clear, but you can just follow your integrity. That's the only thing that you can do. That's the best that you can do. So quite an eventful month when it comes to relationships for sure. And meanwhile, you're also having Venus as from the 11th in Scorpio. That's a fellow water sign in your 9th house. This is nice. So for travel, although the time between the 17th and the 23rd, when you're traveling, there could be a bit of a delay there. Keep it in mind because it squares up to Saturn first and then it opposes Uranus. So it's like first the restriction and then the freeing up. So bear that in mind. But again, this is not the Saturn-Uranus square is not that significant for people, for the Pisces energy, unless you have a lot in fixed signs. But so don't worry about that, but have good time with friends and with like-minded people, maybe from abroad, the 9th house, Venus there, maybe falling for someone from abroad could be could be that as well, a connection there. Maybe first Venus squaring up to Saturn, you can't meet them because they're living far away, but then Venus opposite Uranus and boom, you meet each other and boom, boom, right? So this is simple explanation, but anyways, I wanted to conclude here in a very fun note. But having said that, enjoy your month, enjoy those deep connections, and see you next month. Bye-bye.